Hello dear students, welcome again. In today's class we'll be focusing together the data interpretation and its results. I hope it's gonna be very interesting because in today's class I also brought my own paper. As you can see in our today's class I'll be discussing how you have to interpret the results, how you have to give a analyze the sections. We'll be focusing on those sections. And this was my own paper, International Trade, Economy, Growth in Central Asia, the role of digital economy. And here, as you can see, the introduction has been written, and there is a literature review section. And then here we have a methodological framework. I would like to ask everyone's attention to the methodological framework. Methodological framework starts with the model construction, with a clear definition of the model, and results and discussion. In our result, we had descriptive statistics, correlation matrix, and the main results. Alright, each of them has been interpreted based on the findings of these tables. The first one is the table to descriptive statistics. According to the format of the table, the sentence is pasted here. You can see the descriptive data for the studies variables has been already mentioned here. And then the correlation, the table 3 is the correlation matrix. Correlation matrix descriptive is also mentioned there. And the last one is the main results. Main results is OLS and robustness check. So we apply two kind of main results, oil and OLS, and in order to one more time to check whether our result has the significant, whether it's correct, we also apply the robustness check. So this main result 4.3 subsection is started the interpretation. Here there will be the question, what is interpretation? Well, actually interpretation is when you actually what is written in these tables are not clear for everyone, right? It's not a clear. Interpretation is when you write all those numbers in clear way for the reader so that they can read, they can understand, they can in a economic formal way to read, to write those results. That is interpretation. All right, and results and discussion has two sections. You can see result and discussion. What is result? Initially you need to interpret your result. All right, that's how we interpret it. Findings from OLS, this is the interpretation, because you need to interpret it. You need to say, for example, the variable electronic sales, the variable landlockedness has a negative impact on international trade, which is very normal for the case of the developing countries. This is how you are interpreting, right? While the discussion, you need to give a citation of the another scholars which is relevant in your field, who did the research on the case of the same on this topic, and then you are comparing your research outcomes with another scholar's outcome. That's called a discussion. For example, in the case of here, we are saying the influence of human capital on economic growth while positive in OLS model, right? And we are giving the citation of Arvis et al. At the end. Have you seen Arvis et al.? Because Arvis and other scholars also did the research how much the human capital is important for the international trade and economic growth, and we are saying our results is also inconsistent with previous researchers' result, like an Arvis et al. So that is discussion when you compare your result with previous and other scholars, and when you give a very shortly, briefly, we can say conclusion from your own result, and you compare it with another scholar's result, and you say, yes, we all both have achieved similar result, or my result was a bit different from the another scholar's research, right? This is what is called discussion, and we have to do discussion after interpreting the data, and you must cite at least 10 scholars' research findings, outcomes in your discussion section in order to prove, in order to support your outcomes, in order to say, yes, I'm going from the right way, And other scholars also achieve such kind of result. For example, most of the case in our result, we can say landlocked cousins, right? And here, LLC, LLC. Have you seen LLC? That's called landlockedness. For sure, landlocked status will affect negatively for the case of the developing countries' economic growth. It is for sure, and definitely it's gonna reduce the trade potential, because when we have landlocked, we don't have access for the ocean, right? So we will not have an access to trade more with another country. Definitely, we have a negative result, which is significant. And another scholar also achieved such kind of result. That's what we have to mention in the discussion section. Is it clear now? It's very easy from the once you understand it, but before understanding, I again recommend you to read more papers, more research, so that you will have a clear idea about how to write a discussion. That's how we shortly write here the discussion, and we finish with the conclusion and policy recommendation section with the references of those 43 papers. As you can see, with the paper is not a lot, it's like only like 10 pages, but it has a 43 references, because it's very important. You have to cite more papers in order to increase the relevance, importance of the paper, highly quality paper, and to support your ideas with another scholars, right? And that was for today for the data analysis interpretation section. Hope that today's class was very, very useful for all of you, and hope to see you in our next lectures again. Have a nice day. Bye bye.